Welcome back to Barlow's Boutique. This is Frankie. Today I am displaying my 1:1 scale bust of Fred Krueger from the 1984 movie A Nightmare on Elm Street by Wes Craven. This bad boy was sculpted by Monte Ward and was painted by the baddest mother trucker on the planet, Dan Jorgensen. I bought this in 2019 off of Etsy. I saw a picture of this and I was made aware of Monte Ward, and then doing research I found his shop on Etsy. It's Monte's Monsters. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm not sure what he has for sale, but I'll put the link to that in the description box so you can go check it out and see his past things that he's made and sold. I saw it, and right away I was like, man, I got to get Dan to paint it, because Dan had already painted me my Mars Attacks Screaming kit, and he just did such a rad job on it. I asked him, I was like, hey, if I bought this, would you paint it for me? And he's like, sure. And he's like, I was like, how much you charge? He goes, well, I'll charge you how much you pay for it. So I paid, I want to say I paid $300 for this. So it ended up costing me $600 altogether, I believe. It might have been $400, 2 and 2. It might have been 2 and 2. I can't remember it at this point, though. But anyway, got it in the mail. It's let me take this off real quick. This hat I bought off eBay. It was a real cheap fedora hat. I had one back in the day, but I lost track of it. And this glove that I display it with is the 1984 NECA, and it's one of the best gloves I've seen. Although I haven't actually had contact with any of the Trick or Treat Studios ones, but I remember that when they were putting them out, they looked really good, especially the first one. I love the first glove, and after that I don't really care about the other gloves that have been put out. But I really love that glove. That's the NECA one, and I'll post pictures on this if you guys want to get this glove, because it's cool. It has the this video ain't really about this glove, but it's just really looks really good. Anyway, this bust is super light. Monte Ward, and it's signed by Dan. He did it in 2019, but it's real light. It's a foam. It's a hard foam material. And it's, I was really surprised. I thought this was going to be heavier than hell. But the sculpt is just amazing. Each side has a different scene from the movie, as you can see. Now Dan was going to do this and just, like, he wasn't going to put color to it. But I think once he got into it, like everybody else, he couldn't, his creative side, he couldn't not paint it up. Because you really want the main part of the sculpt to stick out and the rest just kind of be in the background. But yeah, this is so phenomenal. Whenever I gave it to him, the first rule he says, like, don't bug me about it. I'll get it done when I get it done. And I need to do that when I paint for some of my friends, because sometimes I'll add a layer, and I like to step back and take my time with it, because I'm not like him by any means. And I find that my painting is better if I give it a little bit of time and think about it and look at it, and maybe take a day or two away. Although I've really gotten carried away with using my hair dryer to dry it and keep going. To do those time-lapse videos, I just want to get them done so fast. It's so much fun. But I gave it to him, and I waited and I waited and I waited. It seemed like eternity. It was probably only like maybe 2 or 3 months tops. But when I got it back, I was floored about how phenomenal of a job he did. Now, whenever he talked about it, I was like, he's like, how do you want it? And I was like, well, personally for me, and I know different people have different favorites when it comes to the franchise. The look of Freddy, my favorites are 1, 2, and 3 for sure. Number 1 being my absolute favorite, just because it was so scary and so realistic looking. Part 2, Kevin Yeager did an amazing job with. That's a water softener. Part 2 he looked really good in it. Kevin Yeager did a phenomenal job whenever David Miller passed the torch from Part 1 to Part 2, and there was a lot of speculation that they didn't get along, but that's not the case at all. It's not true at all. But Dan asked me how I wanted it to look, and I told him I didn't want it to look like a piece of pizza.
The final design for Freddy was based on pepperoni pizza. I was at a restaurant one night and I was having pizza and I was just kind of deep in thought. I started playing around with the cheese, putting it around the pepperoni, and I actually made Freddy's face on the pizza.
Because in the later movies in the franchise, I don't want to badmouth anybody's work, but I just didn't appreciate it as much as I liked the first two, especially. He looked really good in the third one too, and that was the last Nightmare movie in the series that I really liked. After that, it was hit and miss. I thought some of them were downright goofy, and I thought other ones were better, like Part 4 and Part 5. I don't really like. I know my friend Razor, his favorite one is Part 4, I believe, and Lisa Wilcox just had a birthday. She gets better with age. She's more pretty now than she was then. And he agrees with me, and I was like, yeah, Razor, you nailed it with that. But anyway, I digress. Wes Craven's New Nightmare I liked above the last couple ones, like Freddy's Dead. I just thought that was a dumb movie as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I'm forgetting about how he looked from Freddy's Nightmares, the TV show, which was an amazing. All my friends were super excited when that show came out. Although we were kind of bummed out that it wasn't more based on Freddy. It was just like Twilight Zone episodes with him at the beginning and at the end. Although the pilot for that was amazing. No, Mr. Nice Guy, if I remember right. It was cool because you actually saw Robert dressed as Freddy without the makeup on for the first time. Like when he's in court and stuff, you just see glimpses of him. You don't really see him like a hard shot of him, but it was really cool. Just, I'm sitting here. I'm getting so excited. I'm kind of motor mouthing. But one thing I remember is there was a Freddy hotline where you could call and talk to Freddy.
You thought you killed me. Freddy Krueger will never die. I'm closer than you think. Just a phone call away. Dial this number and prepare to be scared. And I'm always around, everywhere. So dial this number now if you dare. Join the Freddy fan club. Freddy Krueger has a special message just for you.
$1.50 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
And I got into so much trouble with my mom because she let me call it, and then I secretly called it like a dozen or two times after that, and then it was $1.99 for the first minute, or $2.99 for the first minute. Each additional minute was whatever. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Which it's funny because just a week or two ago, my 6-year-old Brody, who loves Freddy too, by the way, was buying games off the Play Store with my phone, and she racked up quite a bit of money. Let's put it this way: I didn't get to watch UFC that weekend because I didn't have my pay-per-view money. Anyway, it's kind of funny because he told me after he paid, he goes, "When you told me you didn't want it to look like pizza, it jammed him up." And then he did the due diligence of looking up all of David Miller's work, and really he just knocked it out of the park. He did, like, he gave me all. He printed it off and had them taped on in his work area. And it was just awesome to see kind of his process too. But I'll give you a quick runaround of this, and then I'll post some pictures of before and after. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of when Dan was actually doing it, like the different layers. I would have loved to seen that, but there'll be pictures of it, what it looked like before, which it looks like a big piece of foam. But thanks for watching. Please check out my Instagram if you can, and my Teepublic. I got a couple shirts on there, a trash shirt and a Jack from American Werewolf in London shirt that says Walking Meatloaf. And I want to do more shirts like that, and I've sold a couple, and I really hope they'll take off eventually. I know there's tons of shirts out there, but I want to put out some cool shirts on there that don't cost $27. Thanks, Gutter Garb, which they're killing me because they just come out with some trick-or-treat stuff that's really awesome. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.